So we have the ability to update a to-do, but there's two more things that we want to do. One is to complete a to-do item, and then also to delete a to-do item. So let's work on completing a to-do item. So someone goes to their list, clicks on one of these to-do items and says, I've actually went and bought the hot dogs. I want to finish that. How can we do that? Well, we're going to make a URL to be able to complete that. Now, we don't want to have a get for that, just a post. So someone should be able to submit a form here to say, I want to complete this, and that will, go do all that magic, but we don't want a view for that particular action. So let's go ahead and go back to our code. Let's move to our URLs and let's make a new path if someone wants to complete a to-do. So I'm going to keep it as /todo/ the ID, and then I'm going to add a slash on the end of it, and I'm going to say complete. Okay, pretty cool that we get something on the other side of that. And Django is smart enough to say, oh, look, this number is in between the slashes. That must be the ID. And, it says complete. And they must want this path. Pretty nice that they have all that. Okay, so I'm going to change this to complete to do. Go ahead and copy this name through. Then I'm going to go to my views. Let's go down below. I'm going to make a new function called complete to do. And I'm going to copy what we have up here because we're also using that same to do PK. And consequently, we're also using the same line where we want to go get a to do object, but only the person who owns that object, who created that object, should be able to complete it. So we still want to do this user is equal to request.user. The next thing is we want to make sure that it's a post. Someone should only be able to post to be able to complete a to-do. So we'll go ahead and paste this, make sure that this is a post. Okay. And if this is the case, if we've got this, then essentially what we got to do is we have to say that the to-do item has been completed. Now, if we look at the way that we set this up, like we go to our models, date completed is how we say that it's completed. It's not like a Boolean, yes, no, it's completed. We've just said if it's null, the date is null, that means it's not completed. If there is a date, that must mean that they have completed it. So we'll go ahead and go back here, and we're going to say that our to-do dot date completed is equal to, and we want to set it equal to time zone dot now. This essentially gets the current time and sets it equal to that date completed. So with this time zone, we actually have to go ahead and import this code. So let's go ahead and move to the top here, and I'm going to do from lowercase Django dot utils import, and then we want to do all lowercase time zone, just like that. Save this. Okay. Once we've gone ahead and set that time zone, then we want to save this object. So we're going to say todo.save. And once that's done, we should probably again send the user back to the current list of objects. Because if they've completed a to-do, they kind of probably want to go back and see what the remaining things are. It's like, okay, I've ticked that off. What's next? So let's go ahead and grab this, paste this down below, save that. And now it's just a matter of, okay, we made this view. Oh, and let's not forget to save this urls.py. We've made this, URL in this view, but it doesn't have a template, right? Like this should only happen if it's a post. So we're going to go to our view to do.html, and we're going to create another form here. But instead of this one actually displaying like input and stuff, all it's going to have is a button that says complete. Okay. And what we want to do with this one is instead of just saying the method is equal to post, we want to set the action to be equal to where it is that we're trying to go. So in this case, do our percentage signs. We want the URL for, let's go grab that URL name, complete to do. And then we want to pass forward the todo.id, okay, so that we know that that's the one that we're looking for. So let's go ahead and save this, come back and check out our code. So when we reload, look, we have this nice shiny button. So here, buy hot dogs, I'm going to hit complete, and look at that. It's disappeared from the current to-dos. And the reason that it did this, remember, is if we go back to our views, when we say list the current ones, we said give us all the to-dos for this user and where date completed is equal to null. So now that there's a date, that no longer shows up. If I go to, for example, make a website and I say complete on this, well, it's also done, right? Like just like that. this has changed. So since this was so easy to go ahead and complete an object, I have a challenge for you. I want you to make it so that you can delete a to-do item. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a new one. So I'm going to do like a create, and I'm just going to say walk the cat. Let's mix it up a little bit. Okay, I want you to make it so that when someone clicks on a to-do item, in addition to having save and complete, there should be a delete, and it will actually go and delete the object. Now, the only piece of information that you need is the way to delete an object in Django is simply, instead of doing a .save, is you do a .delete. That's it, okay? So you should have the tools in your tool belt to add a delete button that actually goes and deletes the object, okay? Hit pause, do that now. All right, hopefully this went well for you. It's so similar to what we just did. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start at the URLs. I'm gonna copy this line for the path, paste it in. So instead of complete, I'm gonna make it delete. Instead of complete here, I'm gonna also make that delete to do. So I'll copy this, paste it here. Okay, we'll save this. Now that I have this, I'm gonna come back to my views. I want to make it eventually called delete to do, but I'm going to copy the complete to do because it's going to be so similar to what we're doing. But I'll take this name and now make this delete to do. Same thing, we want to get the object for this user at this primary key, still looking for a post. Instead of doing the time zone thing, it's even easier. We just say to do.delete and we redirect to the current to-dos. It's that simple, okay? So with that, that's only one part. The next part is we have to go over to the view to do, make yet another form. So with this one, instead of complete to do, we're going to call this delete to do, still pass forward the ID, and we'll just call this delete. Okay, so let's save this, reload the page. Look, here's this delete button. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to show you this, so I'm going to reload. Look, we now have walk the cat here. If I hit the delete button, I go back to current and I don't have anything here. And look at this, it's actually gone from the database. Like this has completely wiped it from the database. Now there are two schools of thought when it comes to deleting things from a database. So one is what we just did, which actually just deletes it from the database and it is gone. That information is out of there. And the other one is to make it so that it's deleted to the user, but it's actually still in the database. Now, the way that you accomplish this is you have like a Boolean that you can call like deleted or something like that, where essentially what you just do is on one of these objects, you add the deleted property. And so if someone deletes it, you say it's deleted. And just any time that you query things from the database, you make sure to not show things that are deleted. You may ask, why would you want to do something like this? Well, you know, there's situations like on, you know, Facebook or other social media websites, when you delete your account, you're like, oh, I'm sick of this website, I'm done, I delete it. And then you come back a week later and you're like, well, okay, actually, I would still like to use this. You know, they don't really delete your information. They keep it there so that if you come back, you can like reinstate that information and be able to view it and whatnot. You could argue the same thing here that with like, you know, a user deleting things, maybe they accidentally deleted too much and you could give them the ability to undelete things. It's really up to you about how you want to handle this. In my opinion, to make things really simple, give users the actual power to delete things. And if they delete it, it's over. You know, and unless you want to have some of those other things, because then you get into this issue of, you know, someone says, hey, will you delete my account? And you delete it, but not really, you know, they would be really upset, I think, if they found out that you still had their information. There's all sorts of different sides to it, but I just wanted to throw that out there because I think it's a pretty interesting debate as to which way should you handle deleting things, okay? Enough with my side tangent. We're getting really close here. Let's go ahead and keep moving forward.